Yeah, I think it was easy to see that our team had some nerves. I was very excited going into this game as well, and once we settled in, it was fun to watch our guys score the ball offensively, and we got some work to do on the other side. So I thought it was a good overall first game.
Jamie Vinnick, CougFan.com. Coach, how do you kind of find that balance of, hey, 100 points, that's good, we want to do that. 92 points, not so good, don't want to do that as much.
Yeah, we're just constantly trying to evaluate. Like our big thing right now is we're not going to be the same team now as we are in March, and we got to just keep hammering that home every single day and reminding each other. Like we all get carried away at times and excited about what's happening in the moment and start thinking about other stuff. Is we gotta tighten things up. We got 21 turnovers. We let them score 92 points. We started off down 17. Like there's plenty of stuff that we can go in and just fix, and I think it'll be very, very easy stuff to kind of to change a little bit. So we'll see how that goes in the next few days.
Offensively, this is the first time since 2019, 2018 actually, Washington State scored 100 at home. For you, what did you kind of see in the way things were flowing on offense that allowed you guys to get so many open looks and get so many clean looks at the basket and get to that century mark?
I think the big thing was once we started letting our offense flow, we got a lot more clean looks. It was almost like we were trying to make the perfect pass, the perfect dribble, or whatever we were doing. Everything was a step slow. We were hesitating, and once we became more decisive, I feel like we were just able to make simple reads, and with their pressure, we kind of made them pay for that pressure.
How important, I think we saw in your offense, the ball movement, how important is it that every guy on the floor not only can shoot, but is also a capable passer? And we saw some of the passes Ethan and Dane made even as post players. How much do you think that goes into your offense being effective?
I think that's the biggest thing. Everyone talks about, oh man, you need 5 guys that can shoot, 4 guys that can shoot. Like, we can make it work if you can pass and you can think the game. Like, I think that's the biggest thing with our guys is they have to have an IQ out there and just be able to make reads and play off of each other. And 15 assists is a decent number. I think we can do better. But we did share the ball pretty well.
Greg Wood, spokesman review. In that 21 4-star, what were some of the main issues in that stretch? How did you guys kind of turn that around as the game went on?
It was kind of crazy. Like, it was just a bunch of stuff that I hadn't seen our guys do pretty much ever. And very uncharacteristic stuff. But I'm thinking about these guys going out there, kind of playing on their heels a little bit. Before the game, my hands were sweating. I was excited. Like, I can't imagine going and playing a basketball game with those kind of nerves. So I got to do a better job as a coach, preparing them to be ready to fight in that moment. But it was just, offensive rebounds, turnovers, quick shots. We were letting them drive by us to their strong hands one-on-one. There's a lot of different things that just kind of accumulated into that bad start.
How did you, spend the day before your first game? And, you mentioned the nerves. How prevalent were those, kind of throughout the day?
I try to keep myself busy. There's plenty of stuff to do. Like, we got all these guys that it's important that we touch each of our players each day and make sure we're understanding where they're at. So that was my main focus, just making sure I'm talking to our guys and keeping them steady. As a staff, we were watching some college basketball today as well. It's a long season ahead, so we try to just enjoy all these moments together.
Yeah. Given a 92 to Portland State, what were some of the issues on defense, and what are some of the fixes to those?
I think our ball screen coverage was very inconsistent. We didn't do a good job, and we had to rely on some switches late, and they were able to pick on those. So that was the first thing. The offense rebounds is a huge issue. 13 offensive rebounds for Portland State is a number that should never happen, especially when we got guys like Lawan and Cedric at the 2-3. And we're that big. That should be an area of dominance for us. So we got to make sure we look at that. And then the other piece is 21 turnovers. I think that allowed them to they have 37 points off turnovers and 40 points in the paint. I'm sure a lot of those 40 points in the paint came off those turnovers as well.
Hi, Coach. Levi Couvert from the Daily Evergreen student newspaper here. So you went into this game undefeated against Coach Coburn of Portland State. Did that kind of play into your strategy? Even when you guys were down, did you kind of have that confidence that I know how to play against this team, I know how to play against this scheme, and I can turn this thing around?
Playing against Jace, and he's been at Portland State even before that, and their teams always have the identity of playing really, really hard, They're going to mix things up. They're going to play fast. They're going to press. And so it's always been a game of runs against them. Last time we played them at Portland State, they got out to a similar lead. I don't think it was 17 points, but it was something along those lines. And so I knew that we just had to stay steady. And the big thing that encouraged me, was encouraging, but was the fact that we were just doing crazy stuff, like stuff I'd never seen our players do. And I was like, this will wear off here in a minute once they get settled into the game.
Yeah, you mentioned they're playing with a lot of speed, a lot of intensity, even to the very end. Portland State going, pressing, fast breaks, all sorts of things late in the fourth or second half. Were you worried at all there, or were you pretty confident that you guys had what it took to get the win?
I thought our demeanor changed a little bit the last 2 minutes, which is not what I want. I respect the heck out of Jace and Portland State for fighting till the end. We work really, really hard all season in these practices to be able to go compete for 40 minutes, and so we got to make the most of those, and they did that. I thought we could have improved a few things late game, but overall I think we did a decent job handling the pressure.
Yeah, and a couple of the younger guys, obviously Parker and Richards. What did you see from them? They didn't play a whole lot, but what sort of strong suits did you see from them today?
I just think that they as the game went on, Ree got some good rebounds. Parker's been steady for us, and he's really done a good job since the summer. Since I first started coaching him, honestly, he's just been Mr. Consistent. He's been working in the gym, coming in and watching extra film, and his trajectory's really been fun to watch. He's had a great week of practice this week, and I expect him to continue to play more. And Ree's just coming off an injury, and I'm excited for him to get a little more rhythm, and he's going to have a really, really good year for us.
Just out of curiosity, so I'm Dylan. I'm with KUGR Radio, student radio station. So yeah, just out of curiosity, what can we expect from ND Okafor next game? How will his involvement kind of be in the playing style system?
It's a great question. I think it was clear tonight we could have used another big body out there when Dane and Ethan got into foul trouble. And the one. And so our front line got some foul trouble. And ND's a guy that's been really fun to coach. He came in, hadn't really played in this style before, and he's been picking things up. He's a great guy. Everyone loves him. And so just watching him kind of learn how to play this style, he's going to be one of our more physical guys. He can rebound. He can actually pass and drive it a little bit. Some stuff he wasn't able to show at Cal. But for the most part, he should be able to come in and be a physical presence for us, something that we don't have as much of.
Yeah, with so many players from Eastern Washington. Obviously, you come from there. What kind of things did you take with you, and then what kind of things? I guess how is it different? How does it feel different this time around?
As far as the basketball stuff, there's not too much that's different. We change everything each year depending on the personnel. We've mixed up a few different defensive things this year compared to last year, but overall, it's just, I know one way to coach, and we're trying to attack it that way. And when you look at the success rate of some of those Big Sky transfers in the last 2-3 years, there's been a lot of guys that have gone on. I mean, you had one last year with Isaac Jones that did pretty well. And so I just think that this basketball is basketball. We've got some nice stuff and nice bells and whistles here, but these guys are coming in and competing and keeping the same mindset we had.
Yeah, one last question. I asked Isaac Watts and I asked Coward as well. When you guys were down 21-4 early in the game, how did you kind of spark the team together to kind of come back and shape back up into the game?
I think the big thing for us was settling into the game, and to do that, it's hard to do that on offense. It's all about finding a way to impact the momentum of the game defensively with the rebound, with the hustle play, diving on the floor, and just kind of getting yourself lost in the game. And I thought, we called a timeout. We were able to slowly turn it around, but that was the message for all these guys. And they were the ones preaching it early. They knew they were kind of playing weird, and I think they did a better job of just getting lost in the game and making some momentum plays.
How impressed were you with the balanced scoring attack with all 5 starters eclipsing double digits, and then Isaiah Watts adding 20 off the bench?
I've seen these guys do it every day. We have a really, really talented team. Those 6 have been great scorers for us. When you look at the balance of the points, that's always impressive. I thought we did a decent job on the glass as well with guys mixing it up on there. And we're gonna be able to have different guys step up every single game. We had 6 today. There's other guys off the bench that I think can do that as well.
Final questions? All right, Coach, thank you for your time. Oh, one more question.
ND and Case. Sorry, I was brain fart. Not dressed. Are they hurt or what's their status?
Yeah, they've got they banged up a little bit, but hopefully we'll see. Day to day.
Okay. And then Ree also comes out with like a wrist injury. Looked like. Do you know anything more about his status?
I was told it wasn't anything too big, so we'll see. I think we'll get it checked out, but yeah.
All right, thanks for your time, Coach. Congrats.
Go Cougs!